Să știi că nu te aud, că nu merg căștile.
My money, that is why I'm in jail. I have money that they are trying to steal. They know we've done nothing wrong.
Andrew, is the Matrix affecting you?
Andrew, what happened in prison?
The case file is completely empty. Of course it's unjust. There's no justice in Romania, unfortunately.
Did you hurt any girl?
Of course not.
Auziți?
Okay, guys, we have got to break into a quick update on Andrew Tate because he was supposed to get out of jail officially today, right? Because he essentially has now been in jail for the full 30 days that they claimed they were going to hold him for. And now a judge has extended his detention for another 30 days. So now they are looking at February 27th, 2023 upon a possible release. Hopefully he gets out that day, but right now the judge has decided to extend his stay for another 30 days while they continue their investigation, right? And meanwhile, I already did a video on this. They already seized his cars, seized a number of his properties. And I mean, Romania is a pretty corrupt place. So I would not be surprised if they are digging and looking for reasons to keep his stuff. Okay? To keep his cars, his house, his bank accounts, his property, his money, so on and so forth. I would not be surprised at all because, again, it's not the most honest place in the world. And, you know, I've seen him do videos previously before his arrest on why he chose Romania. And he's like, you just pay off the cops and whatnot. They leave you alone. They don't bother you. And then he had some not so nice things to say about places like the U.S. where like, oh, yeah, they'll come after you. But it's really situations like this where if he were here in the United States, they would not be able to pull this as easily. I mean, they could make anything stick, right? But they would not be able to get away with, I mean, the extent of what they're doing now. But then again, I mean, we're living in crazy times. You see what's happening to Trump. You saw what happened with his attorneys. They even sent, the federales to his attorneys' homes, and it's just everything has been so weaponized and politicized lately that who knows, right? But regardless, Tate is not getting out today, and he will continue to stay in jail at least as of right now until February 27th. I'll just shoot into this article real quick. It's a real short one. Just says Andrew Tate, judge explains extended detention of dangerous influencer. What makes him dangerous? This is what drives me nuts, right? Is the fact that they keep calling him this dangerous, toxic influencer. What exactly do you have a problem with? Don't just label people like that. And that's something that the Matrix almost always does. They will label you as something, whatever they want to paint you as, right? They will give you this term, this label. I mean, from right now, they're gonna smear him for the rest of his days as a human trafficker, even without any evidence, right? Because they know that their followers, right, essentially all these NPCs out here who don't have any critical thinking skills, who just like have been programmed to hate Tate, hate Tate, hate Tate, hate Tate. They're just going to go around going, you're listening to human trafficker, even though I'm sure at the end of this they'll be like, okay, well, there was no real evidence of that. Oh, human trafficker. It's kind of like how they continue to call Trump, like a racist. Oh, racist. Okay, what did he say that was racist exactly? He's just racist. It's like NPC. So the same thing is going to happen here to Tate, unfortunately. And anyone who speaks out against the machine. This is the message they want to send, right? So let's break in this article real quick. It just says, the British-American influencer is being investigated for alleged human trafficking and rape, which he denies. A judge in Romania has described the particular dangerousness of Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan in terms of their ability to target women. Wow. So much said there. He also pointed to what he called their capacity and effort to exercise permanent psychological control over their victims, including by resorting to constant acts of violence. Okay, I want to see the proof of this. I want to see the evidence, okay? So far, there hasn't been any, right? There's been a lot of hearsay, right? There's been a lot of people saying, oh, yeah, he did this. Oh, yes, he did that, right? We don't know if these people are being paid off, which, again, he's in Romania. Anything's possible. They could be being paid off. A lot of people out there, they don't have his type of money. They're poor. They're desperate. You put some money in their face and just go, hey, go in front of the news cameras and say this about Tate. They might just do it. Okay? So right now, all we have heard is hearsay, and really talk is cheap. I want to see some evidence. I want to see videotape of this, right? I read one article where they said he was keeping these women in his basement behind bars. I'm like, behind bars? In his basement? In his house? So he built a prison down there? Right? Is there a prison going on in his house? Okay, you raided his house. Go down there with some video cameras and show the people these supposed like prisons that are in his house. Again, where is the evidence? Right? And this is the thing about the machine, the matrix, the woke left. They never have any evidence, right? I mean, they never come up with anything but conjecture and bullcrap. You can't swear on YouTube anymore. Now, I already stopped swearing like a year ago, but it's gotten easier to do content without cursing. So there's not a shred of evidence, but that's something the left does. They will just, they will just incriminate you in the court of public opinion without any real evidence, just nothing but hearsay. Okay, whereas for most people who are at least on the right, traditionally on the right, want to see facts, right? We want to see truth. We don't want lies. We want truth, okay? Because we don't like lying to ourselves. So, as of today, I have not seen a shred of evidence. And I'm sure if they were investigating for him for as long as they have, you tell me you haven't come up with any video evidence whatsoever? If so, you've got some really terrible investigators, or you're just corrupt. Okay, let's go on with this article. It says the comments came in a written statement. There we go. It's been written. It's written. Written statement from the main court in Bucharest, in which the judge laid out his reasons for extending the brothers' detention last week. Another thing, too, is they don't mention the judge's name. It's like, you could smear this guy everywhere, but why isn't the judge? We want to know. That's another thing. Who's the judge on this? Why can't we do our own research and find out who this judge is, who he's in bed with, who he has political ties with? No, they won't release that information because then we get to the truth, right? This is why I say you cannot trust the machine, the matrix, the left, the establishment. You're all part of the same conglomerate these days, right? The group, the GROOMERS. Can't even say that word anymore, right? Because why? It sheds a light on the truth when it comes to a lot of people on the left, right? What they're doing to children. I mean, they're really no different than rats. When you shine a light on them, they just scatter, right? Nothing against rats. I mean, rats have more character than the people on the left these days. Okay. As well as safeguarding the investigation and ensuring the suspect's presence at any future trial, the detention was justified by the need to manage social tensions and public order around this case, it said. It said, who's it? Now it's not even they, it's it. It said, why are you guys hiding? You guys are holding this guy in jail. You've been holding him for the last 30 days, going to hold him for another 30 days, and you won't even release the name of the judges, the name of the so-called witnesses, much less any type of video evidence whatsoever, something tangible that we can look at and go, oh yeah, maybe you're right, maybe you're onto something. But no, there's been nothing but just talk, and talk is cheap, and until I see evidence, I just assume this is another smear campaign, just like they do to any of their dissenters or their political opponents or anything like that, right? I mean, I just read a figure today, which is insane, of how many billions of dollars they spent going after Trump with the Russia hoax. Oh, he's in bed with Russia. And then all these other things they went after him for, right? And they came up with nothing. Right? Like, oh yeah, Trump's going to be in an orange jumpsuit. Every single time. They run this in the media, like, oh, look, we got him this time. We got him this time. And then you have all the NPCs on the left going, yeah, we got him. And then they come up with nothing, right? Because there's no facts. All right, it says the Tates are being held in custody for an extra 30 days until February 27th, while police investigate allegations of rape and human trafficking. Both deny the charges. While police investigate allegations of rape, right? They're keeping him in jail on allegations, which means there's no evidence. This is just hearsay. Okay? Any person with any amount of reason and common sense can see right through this as a big sham. Right? This is just one big smokescreen. And the fact that they say they've been investigating for a long time and they still don't have anything, what does this tell you? This is just reminding me so much of what they did to, Trump, right? In his explanation, the judge, of course, he won't mention his name, the judge highlighted what he said was the Tate brothers' ability to identify vulnerable victims and to consider them to be the culprits rather than the traffickers who obtained huge profits from exploiting them. What? His statement included prosecutors' claims that women recruited by the Tates were forced to work continuously for 12 hours with only a 5-minute break, he said. I want to see some videotape evidence. I want to see some any tangible evidence you have. Is there some documents they signed? Is there some contracts? Is there fingerprints? Is there some DNA? Give me something. I don't want to just hear this BS hearsay, because you know what? You know where I became privy to this? Just, again, watching how the machine, the left, the woke, the establishment operates. Everything's hearsay. And they incriminate you in the court of public opinion on hearsay. And then later, when they don't find anything, they just move on to the next thing and then try to nab you on something else, right? And they continue this process of trying to incriminate you on something when they don't have any evidence. But what they're really doing is trying to get everybody to think things about you, think negative things about you, like you actually did this stuff. We just couldn't come up with any evidence. But they want you already incriminated, again, in the court of public opinion. It also outlined behavior consistent with the lover boy method. The lover boy method, often used by traffickers to draw women into the sex industry for profit, saying that all alleged victims in this case had asked the defendants for attention and affection, which was made conditional on them carrying out activities that would bring the brothers income. So this sounds like, listen to what they just said. They said that the alleged victims in this case had asked the defendants, meaning Andrew and Tristan, his brother, give us attention and affection. So it sounds like they were dating these guys, or they were their side chicks, and now they're bitter because they expected more. And and usually when these chicks are into you, they'll pretty much do whatever you want. So and this goes both ways. Not just dudes take advantage of this, but women totally take advantage of this as well. Guys who just simp to them all day and validate them all day. They use these guys relentlessly for any favor they can. They use them to help them move, use them as an emotional tampon to cry over when the Chad breaks their heart. They use them for money, favors, you name it, right? So that's just a ludicrous argument there. I mean, that's not evidence. Says the statement justified the Tate brothers' continued detention in the clearest indication yet of the evidence prosecutors. So it sounds like these chicks were like locked up in their basements, and couldn't leave, with like false imprisonment. Again, where is any sort of evidence whatsoever? There is none. And that's what I can't stand about these cases. Is it really stirs up the people that they want to stir up, right? Again, the people who can't think for themselves, the NPCs of the world, right? Or like, oh yeah, I watch CNN. I get my news from the mainstream. Oh yeah, I trust the news. They always tell the truth. Yeah, they're so gullible. right? They are so just easily fooled. And they want to be fooled too. That's a funny thing. They want to be fooled. They want to be lied to because they want to go home and gloat over these lies. Like, yeah, it might be true. It might be true. Here it goes. This is telling. Prosecutors had not clarified the facts of the case. Really? They have not. Listen to that statement. Prosecutors had not fully clarified the facts of the case. They haven't clarified any facts. What are you talking about? The judge's statement said, but added that this did not eliminate a reasonable suspicion that the defendants had committed the crimes they were being investigated for, which justified their detention on legal grounds. It justified it because I had reasonable suspicion. I had a dream about it. I just imagined that these guys are the type of guys that would traffic, so let's charge them. Unreal. Andrew Tate and his brother are being held along with 2 Romanian women closely associated with him. Georgiana Naghel and Luana Radu. Of course, they give their names out, right? They have no problem giving out their names and smearing them as well. Probably because they stuck by their side. Investigators allege that in early 2021, the 4 constituted an organized criminal group set up to recruit, shelter, and transport victims in order to obtain large sums of money by forcing victims to perform pornographic events distributed on websites such as TikTok and OnlyFans. So how do you force people to perform on camera? What do you do exactly? I mean, they're not even describing that. So did they have their family? Were they holding family members at ransom? Did they drug these girls? What? Did they hold a gun to their heads? Because it sounds like they did these things voluntarily. Earlier this week, as the brothers were taken in for computer searches by Romania Organized Crime Unit. They don't sound very organized to me. Tate reiterated his innocence, telling journalists that the case file against him was completely empty. So far, his defense here sounds pretty credible. Social media accounts belonging to the 2 men have continued to remain active while they have been in detention. An appeal against their continued detention is expected next week. So they got to appeal this thing again next week. Wow. Just wow, guys. That this is allowed, right? I mean, even for a third world corrupt country, this is just blatant abuse of power. Okay? It is so blatant and unfair. If they are guilty of anything, I don't even see any reasonable evidence so far, right? There's nothing even, credible or tangible right now that anyone can look at and go, yeah, you might have a point there. It's all just hearsay. And people who can think for themselves, who can do their own research, the non-NPCs of the world, are just really upset about this. And people who can't think for themselves and are still driving alone in their cars wearing a mask, living in paranoia for the last 3 years that they're going to get some kind of virus. Those are the people who are like, oh yeah, he's guilty. Okay, let me turn back on CNN so I could get further instructions on how to live my life because I can't think for myself. I need to follow the beaten path. Unreal. Anyway, guys, as always, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of them holding Tate for another 30 days. What do you think of this? The fact that this is still ongoing. Clearly, I've said before, they're just trying to send a message to anyone who speaks out against the globalists out there. So drop your comments below. As always, this is M from the 33 Secrets signing out here. Don't forget to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and smash that notification bell for me as well. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And as always, if you want to support my work and everything I'm doing here, just jump into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I'm teaching you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, most beautiful looking women in the world. Talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s. Okay, same exact type of women that myself and my students are out there cold approaching all the time, making it happen, rain or shine, regardless of what's going on in the world. That's the best way to support my work, and you're going to gain a ton of value out of it. And all you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. Just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I'll see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.